WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit and the Community Bell Show with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner Edna Bell. Stay tuned for insightful information Detroiters will find valuable. Text a friend and tell them to watch with you for news you can use. And now, your host, Edna Bell.
Hello. It's Monday at 4 o'clock, so it must be the Community Bell Show. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful sunny afternoon, the first day of spring. Now, is everybody happy about that? I know you are, but be careful. March can surprise you. You know, March is a little bit different sometimes. I know. I'm a Pisces. I was born in March. So March is a wonderful, wonderful month, but don't take it for granted. We're glad to have you with us on this Monday afternoon on the Community Bell Show. We've got a very special guest with us today, and guess who it is? Ken Scott, our own Ken Scott. It's Real Estate Monday, so it's got to be Ken, right? Everybody knows that. Real estate person extraordinaire, Mr. Ken Scott. How are you? Welcome this afternoon.
I am doing great, and thanks for the compliment.
Absolutely, absolutely. But before we go to Ken, I do have to say a couple of things. First is yesterday I went to the Opera House to see the Alvin Ailey dancers. I
Good.
have not seen them in many years since I took my children there when they were teenagers. So, that's been a long time ago. They were absolutely marvelous. And it was a packed house. They were just extraordinary. They were great, just as I remember. So they were just wonderful. So I had to give a shout out to the Alvin Ailey dancers. They were absolutely wonderful yesterday. Ken, what's going
Yes.
on in real world of real estate?
Well, as you know, I've been named president of the Greater Detroit Realtors Association. I have a
Yes,
lot of
Mr.
responsibilities
President.
there. Thank you. And we're trying to get some things underway to increase Black home ownership in the city of Detroit and the surrounding communities.
Absolutely. If you talk about that, there is no reason for people to be homeless in this city.
Not at all.
We've got too many vacant properties for anybody to be homeless. And so it's got to be a way for us to work with the powers that be who control some of these homes to get people in houses. It's just no
Absolutely.
reason people should be homeless. Ken's going to help us do that, Arch Ken.
Absolutely.
I'm putting a lot on you, but that's okay. You can handle it.
Oh, definitely.
You can handle it. So
Definitely.
talk to us about what's going on in the world of real estate. It's get spring. This is when people start looking for homes. This is where people
Absolutely.
start looking to
Absolutely.
sell and buy. So tell us what's going on in the world of real estate.
Well, like you said, they're getting ready, but at the same time, preparation meets opportunity. And
Yes.
we want to make sure that everyone is getting their credit together, paying their taxes, getting their taxes in order, getting their debt to income ratios down to the point where they are worthy of mortgage and credit worthy as well. A lot of things are happening within our community that need some attention. We haven't been paying the best attention to our credit scores and what have you, our debt and what have you. So we need to start working on that so we can position ourselves in order to attain home ownership. We have a fair coming up Thursday, April 13th. It's called the Greater Detroit Realtors Association's Home Buyers and Lenders Resource Fair. And hopefully, our intention is to overcome some of the obstacles that are out there regarding home ownership, whether it be the mortgage product, whether it be the debt to income ratio, whether it be the credit scores, whether it be just having down payment for your particular home or your closing costs and what have you. So we're doing this Thursday, April 13th from 6 to 9 at Marygrove College.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And everybody, you just don't know how important it is that you attend this seminar. It's so important. WVTC is going to be there because I'm going to be there talking to you about listening to WVTC and listening to Ken Scott on the third Monday. So we'll be in the house, but you just don't know how important it is when he talks about debt to income. It simply means how many people you owe and how much money do you have to pay them. And if that
Absolutely. You
percentage
and
is in the
Sandy there?
wrong spot, you're not going to
Absolutely.
get
I
a
mean,
house.
yeah, that's unfortunate, but it's true.
Mhm.
We want to make sure that we position you all for homeownership. We're going to have a number of lenders there that can talk about their mortgage products, whether it be the traditional or the portfolio product, which is specific to the bank, the down payment assistance. And let me tell you about the down payment assistance. The city of Detroit is coming out with its own $25,000 down payment assistance program.
Wow,
Uh,
$25,000.
25,000, and that's going to be
Wow.
toward the end of the month and what have you. So you want to position yourself for those of you that have been renters, generational renters, and what have you. You just haven't gotten the tools to work with as far as budgeting and credit. Now is the time, right now, to position yourselves for home ownership because I know this for a fact that you're paying excessive rents where you are. In a lot of cases, you're dealing with slum landlords that don't have your best interest at heart. And there's
Absolutely.
no better
Absolutely.
way to invest in your dream than to stop investing in someone else's. So we
Absolutely.
we
Uh,
want you to be 100% home ownership at the end of this year, and we're going to do everything we can in order to position you for that.
and then people, just let me just say to you, there are people in the city who are renting out rooms in houses.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And you do, and you have a room in a house,
Hmm.
and you're paying four, $500, $600 for a room.
Absolutely,
And that person probably has, three or four or five different rooms in that house. Do you know how much money you're giving away to somebody else's?
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
what you are getting is nothing.
Hmm.
That money that you're giving to someone else could be going towards your own rent for your
Absolutely,
own whole house, not just a room, for a whole house.
absolutely. We want you to invest in your dream, not anyone else's. So
Mhm.
we're gonna have a series of home buyers and lender resource fairs. So you can hear from the experts. You can hear from the various banks that are going to be there. We are signing up banks as we speak to talk about their particular products, whether it be the mortgage products, whether it be the down payment assistance programs, and the underwriting guidelines. And let
And
me
you
be
know what? The other thing you might want to ask these banks to do, have somebody come who can open an account for people, because people don't have checking accounts. They
I
don't
agree with
deal
you
with banks.
wholeheartedly. There
And,
are
and and
some
that would be a perfect opportunity for the banks to get some more customers, because people need to know that that's important for their own safety. Number one, you don't want to have a whole
yeah,
lot of money in your
absolutely,
house, but
absolutely,
secondly, it's just a good thing to have. And I'm not telling anybody to put all their money in the bank. All I'm saying is that you need to be able to have a relationship with a bank.
absolutely. And that goes to the unbanked, the people
Yes.
that are cashing their checks at the local liquor store, party store,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. You can put that money into your account. I know it's got some fees associated with and what have you, but you can
Hmm.
write some of those fees off if you have a tax preparer that can help you or do your taxes. The other thing is accounting aid society.
Yes.
Any person that's making under, I think it's 50,000 or even more now, that you can go to accounting aid society, get your taxes done for free. Okay, so if you haven't
Mhm.
done your last year's taxes or the year before that, the bank is going to require that you submit your tax returns. And if you haven't done it and what have you, that's another step that's going to stop you from positioning yourself for home ownership. The
Mhm.
other thing is we have a tendency to go online banking and what have you to avoid some of the fees and what have you. But at the same time, print those statements out so you'll have them accessible in the event the computer does not work well or the internet is not working well. You have that at your disposal, as well as keeping your pay stubs, because those are the three things that the lender is going to require in order for you to position yourself for home ownership. There's going to be the pay stubs that you have, at least 2 months, at least 2 months of bank statements showing that you get a check and you are employed, and as well as the 2 years of tax returns, 21 and 22. So if you have those, email them to yourself so you can have them ready, so you can send it to various lenders to find out which lending product is perfect for you in your particular situation. Going back to underwriting guidelines, you want to touch base with an entity that, if you know your credit score and you know that you're not a 600 or a 640 and what have you, maybe you are 580. Go to the institution that is going to be favorable toward that 580. Make sure
Mhm.
that that down payment assistance is there. Make sure that the mortgage insurance premium or the principal mortgage insurance is deducted. The appraisal fee is there and what have you. But at the same time, some entities waive the appraisal fee just for you to
Mhm.
do business with them. So we're trying to create all means to get you out so you can buy a home. Okay. It's there for you. We're just trying to educate you and inform you of the fact that it's there.
Okay.
And we want to meet you where you are. So at Wyoming and West McNichols or 6 Mile, however you call it, is Marygrove.
Yes.
Okay, be there Thursday, April 13th from 6 to 9. We
It
want
is
yeah,
so important, everyone, for the stability of your family. If you've got
absolutely,
children, it would be so wonderful that those children know that I've got my own room in my own house, and I've got a backyard I can play in.
absolutely. And let me touch on that. When you mentioned families, it brought me to the fact that the state of Michigan, with the state legislature, the House and the Senate, and the signing by the governor, signed a bill in place. It's called the First Time Home Buyer Savings Account. You can start that account at any financial institution in the state of Michigan. What it does is allow you to save for a down payment assistance from or a gift of a down payment assistance from your parent, your grandparent, yourself, or a friend. They put it into a designated account called the First Time Home Buyer Savings Account. And at that point in time, any money that they dedicate or donate to that cause, they get to write the full amount off up until 5,000 individually and 10,000 collectively or jointly.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that is really
Okay.
something.
So you can
Yes.
save some money for your child's home, like you save for your child's education, your
Wow.
grandchild, your significant other, yourself, any other
Isn't
party that you're associated with. You can put that money in their account. They can only use it for a purchase of a home, their
wow.
primary home. So when they get that statement at the end of the time and you're putting that money down on the house, they can write that off as a donation to you or a gift to you.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yes.
That and see, so much information people don't have.
Don't have, and
Just so much that they don't have, and some folks aren't trying to give it to them. So I'm
that's
just
my
happy
point.
that you're
That's
there
my point.
trying to give it to them.
That's my point. This year, if you're working a full-time job, if you're coming in with a certain amount of income and you're getting a steady paycheck, you're getting your credit score up to at least 580 to 600 to even 640 and above, you can purchase a home this year. We're going to
Wow.
make it possible.
580 to 6, and you can get a
Yes.
home. Oh
Yes.
wow.
Now, let me say this also. Our partners for the event is Freddie Mac. It's a
Oh,
government sponsored
okay.
entity. We are bringing in banks from across the city in order to participate in this forum. We want to make sure that you're aware of the products that they have
Wow.
that can help you buy a home. Now, our organization, Greater Detroit Realtors Association, our primary charge is to increase Black home ownership in the city of Detroit and surrounding communities. We want to help our community attain home ownership. We cannot do that by sitting on the sidelines.
That's
So
right.
we're actively engaged in pursuing this attempt to help you get a home. We're going to do it at Marygrove, but at the same time, this will not be the last time that we do it. We're going to try to do it on a monthly basis, and we're going to go around the city of Detroit at Northwestern campus of WC3 later on, Eastern campus, and downtown campus. So we're going to meet you where you are. We're not going to just be in Northwest Detroit or District 1 or District 2. We're going all 7 districts, 1 through 7.
Oh, that's
So
great.
we want to meet you where you are because there's some people out there that live on the east side that have never known about these products.
That's
In
right.
Southwest Detroit, they've never known about these products. So we're taking them to where you are specifically.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. The other thing can consider is some of the larger community organizations would need you. So like Cody Rouge is one of those.
I have
That
reached out to them.
Barton McFarland. Those community organizations that have been around who are working with people in the community. I'll have regular meetings. It would be great to be able to present to them. And if you've got flyers, all of those places have tables in their organizations that give information to people. They're in and out. But I know particularly Cody Rouge, over there at St. Suzanne's over in Chicago and Westfield, they have a table there that has all sorts of information on it, and people are coming in and out of that building all the time.
Absolutely. We are going to reach out to them.
Mhm.
The other partners that we have is the Council of Baptist Pastors of Detroit
Oh,
and
great.
vicinity. We have the AME Southeastern Michigan Ministerial Alliance, as well as the Church of God in Christ Southwest First District Jurisdiction.
Oh, wow.
So we're reaching out to the churches, um, those churches, but at the same time, some denominations that we haven't mentioned, we're reaching out to everyone in order to increase Black homeownership. The other partnership that we hope to develop over the next few weeks and months is the Metro Detroit Panhellenic Council, which is the
Hmm.
Divine Nine, all the
Yes.
Black sororities and fraternities.
Hmm.
We want to reach out to them because they have a means to reach out to the people as well. We're also reaching out to the Chronicle to do some things with them as well. But you will hear us on the airwaves in the next few days, letting you know about the event that we're talking about. The event on Thursday, April 13th from 6 to 9 at Marygrove College.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That is so important. Who are some of the lenders that are going to be there? So far, who do you know?
Bank of America, Chase, CIBC, um, Liberty Bank, PNC, let's see, Fifth Third,
You
uh,
have Huntington?
not Huntington, not Huntington. Huntington hasn't responded yet, but we hope that they will, and a few other
Okay.
entities that
Oh,
we're
that's great.
reaching out to because they want to increase Black home ownership as well. Their bottom
Hmm.
line is affected.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that we are reaching out to the public at large because we know that those rents are becoming incredibly high at this
Oh,
point.
it's amazing.
And I'm
Absolutely
surprised
amazing
that
that
people
people are
can pay
paying
it.
$1,300 for rent. I can't believe it.
And let me say this about the rent. Uh, Chances are, if you're paying something like where the rent used to be somewhere around 1,200 or $1,000 or 1,200, there's a possibility you're paying anywhere from $400 to $500 more than you would normally pay, and you could be
Yes.
saving that money in the purchase of a home
Yes.
right in the community that you live.
Yes.
Okay, so invest in your dream, not anyone else's, but invest in your dream first, because we want to
Absolutely.
see you a happy homeowner in a stable community, a stable and safe
Yeah.
community, and what have you.
Yes.
When people occupy homes, the neighborhood becomes safer.
Absolutely.
Okay, when there are vacant homes and people don't know who's
Who
doing
lives where
what,
and who the folks are that just came in and out of that house over there,
all can
and
go crazy.
all of that stuff.
All that can go crazy. Okay, we
Yes.
want to
Yes.
populate our Black communities and what have you, and where you feel safe. Whether you feel safe in the city of Detroit or the suburbs, we want to help you get there.
And that's just critical. That is just critical to being able to do that. Now, what are some of the new rules? Are there new rules as relates to home buying?
Well, the HUD just announced, what was it, about a month ago now, that they're going to reduce or lower the mortgage insurance premium.
Oh,
The mortgage insurance premium was holding a lot of people back because there was an extra fee attached to it for FHA
mhm.
buyers. Now
Yes.
they're going to reduce that and what have you in order to stimulate the purchase of homes that are FHA categorized.
Oh, it's just more information that people
More
need to have.
information. You need to come to this seminar or workshop on Thursday, April 13th at Mary Grove. Uh, it's absolutely essential. You will be able to sit there, comparison shop with all the banks that are in the Detroit area and get an understanding of what is more beneficial to you and your family.
Yes. Yes. Now, which location is it going to be in? Is it going to be in the Madam Cadillac Hall, or is it going to be in the auditorium?
It's in Madam Cadillac Hall.
Okay. Very good.
That's the one to the extreme right once you go into the gate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Turn right, and then
yeah,
turn
and
left.
just keep going until you stop. Okay.
Oh,
We
that
expect
is just
we
so
expect a number of people there. Please call us and let us know that you're going to attend. The telephone number is 313-244-5744. You can register on that line, and you can go to our website, which is greaterdetroitrealtors.com.
How many realtors are a part of the Greater Detroit Real Estate Association?
Right now, we have upwards of 120. We hope to get a lot more because we want our Black realtors, real estate agents, what have you, home inspectors, appraisers, title companies, insurance companies, contractors, all to be a part of this new event that we're having.
Well, that would be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Because,
and the other thing that you contacted the city of Detroit, because they have this department that goes out and inspects homes, houses
have
where
not.
people are
There's
renting and so on. That might be interesting for them, you to have, because you have people in the audience who are renting, and they might want to know that owning it is much better. And if you're renting from someone who is not taking care of that property, there's some place to go.
the rental registration law.
Yes, the rental registration law,
Believe me, we
and
will
you can
make them
talk to
aware
the
of that.
people. Yeah, okay, that would be great.
We will make them aware of that.
That.
We call ourselves the premier network of Black real estate professionals.
Mm-hmm.
And as time goes on and what have you, we want to increase our professional development in those areas that you're talking about, as well as property management, appraisals. I mean, we have a number of Black appraisers that have never been called on to appraise the properties within the city of Detroit and surrounding communities, specifically the urban communities.
Wow.
Banks are reaching out to them because their counterparts aren't appraising the property properly. So we want to make sure that the properties are appraised. I know you all have heard of the Black lady that asked her friend to act like she owned the home that the Black lady was in.
Yeah.
And they reduced it almost $300,000 to $500,000.
Yes.
And I'm like, why can't we get a Black appraiser in there to appraise it properly, given the condition of the property and the location of the property?
And to appraise it honestly, without looking at who owns it or who's buying it. Just appraise it properly.
What they did was they left up the pictures, the family pictures, and all of a sudden somebody got a little intimidated or whatever the case may be, and decided to undervalue the property.
Yes.
Okay. Make sure that doesn't happen in your community.
That's right.
I mean, if we work together, us realtors and the affiliated members with the Black community and what have you, we know that we're working on your best behalf and what have you.
A lot of good stuff can happen.
A lot of things can happen.
That's
Not
right.
only that, the circulation of the Black dollar in our community.
That's right.
Okay. How many times, how many years have we talked about circulating the Black dollar in our community?
Yes. Yes.
And how many times have we actually done it?
That's the question.
Okay.
That is the question.
We've actually done it. I mean, we've actually made a concerted effort to go and shop with a Black business, whether it be a Black realtor, whatever the case may be, an insurance company, title company, contractor, what have you. I mean, we get so comfortable in our own space that we start calling anyone and everyone. Not even thinking about whether the person is qualified or not, or whether the person has an understanding of your particular community.
That's right. That's right.
Let's invest in our community. Let's
and not only understanding and appreciation and a love for your community, because that's what it's about.
Exactly. I mean, I've had people hire me for the sale of the purchase of a property, but they didn't give me the one that they were going to sell before they purchased it.
Yep.
I mean, come on now. I mean, what's good for one is good for the other.
Absolutely. And I can do both. You know, I can do both. I want you to know.
and you have. I mean, I applaud you and your family because I know you all have done it.
That's right. We called in. We want to buy. We want to sell. We know who to call.
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't see what the problem is as far as uh, putting forth the effort to find a person in your community that has a skill set in order to help you do whatever you need to do, whether it's sell a
Exactly.
home, buy a home, whatever the case may be. I mean, we
Exactly.
know about these programs. If you're a good in your craft and what have you, you know about these programs. You're going to be inquisitive about what kind of mortgage products out there, what kind of down payment assistance programs are out there, what kind of underwriting guidelines the bank or other financial institutions may have. Let us help you save some money and save some time.
And we know the area because we live in it.
Exactly.
Because
We
we
live in
live
the
here.
area. In a
We
lot
live.
of cases, we're living next door to you and everything, and you don't call us.
That's right. That's right.
But you
We
call
live here.
somebody
We
else.
grew up here.
You call
We
somebody
know
else, and their sign appears in your yard and everything. You're like,
what.
what?
What happened?
I
Do
mean,
they
what
live here? Do you
did I
know them? Do they
did I
live
say something wrong?
anywhere around here? No.
Exactly, exactly. So, I mean, those are the things that we're trying to do. We're trying to educate and inform our community, but at the same time, save you all some money because it doesn't make sense to pay that high rent that's starting to establish in our community over the last year. I mean, and it's been a quick year too,
It
where
has
it
been. I mean,
escalated quickly,
yes, it
and,
did.
and all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're out of the market.
I'm
Okay,
telling you, it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing how fast it went up.
exactly, and you're basically causing gentrification in our own community.
Yes, yes. The kids can't afford to live here.
You can't afford to live there.
That's right.
Okay,
Can't
so
afford.
when we're gone, who are you going to rent to?
There it is.
Who are you going to rent to?
There it is. Now talk to me again about this $25,000 that the city of Detroit's going to be giving.
They haven't unrolled all the guidelines of it yet. We hope to hear from it in the next few days because it's getting closer to the end of the month, and we will make that known to everyone. But at the same time, at our event, it will be known prior to the event itself.
Okay. That's
So,
gonna be
uh,
great. And talk again about what Liberty Bank does because people don't know that either.
yeah, I have worked with Stephen Bowes at Liberty Bank for a great deal. We've known each other
Mhm.
for a number of years. They're one of the few institutions that do renovation, acquisition, and renovation loans, meaning that you can buy the home and rehab the loan all in one loan. And like any other institution, they have down payment assistance. But in
Mhm.
their down payment assistance programs, they have upwards of $15,000 for regular purchase and 20,000 for DPSCD employees.
Now
So
that is
yeah,
really see that's the piece that people really need to hear.
absolutely, and that's why we're putting this
DPSCD
forum.
employees have an additional $5,000.
Exactly, that's why we're instituting this forum, so people will know these things. I mean, it's incredible in the sense that either we don't know it, someone's not telling us, and we don't seek it out.
Both.
All
Both.
three, all three.
Both. Both.
Because if you want to save money, if you want to buy a home, I can't think of a better time in my 25 years. And my 25 starts, my 25th years starts March 28th of this
Wow.
month. So I can't think of a better time where people could be positioned for home ownership. You got 25,000 working with you. You have financial institutions offering you down payment assistance that can be bundled with that 25,000.
Wow.
Okay. So I hate to mention this every now and then, but it's true. I had a friend that died about a month ago, and he had already decided to come up here. He was going to retire up here and buy a home. I told him about the 25,000, 15,000 from Liberty and what have you. He had already gotten pre-approved.
Oh wow.
Okay, he was going to make it up here last week.
Mm.
Last week, and he died 2 weeks before the before he was to come up here of a heart attack.
Oh my gosh.
So
Oh,
the thing is, preparation meets opportunity. I know he's gone now and what have you, but at the same time, when we think about all the things that we could access,
hmm,
we have to prepare for it.
yes.
I mean, we go to school to learn something so we can pick the trade of our choice, uh, go to college or go to a vocational school or whatever the case may be. We prepare for everything.
Yes.
Why don't we prepare for home ownership? And let me also state this. This is one event that's going to occur Thursday, April 13th. This is where you get to find the information about the lenders, their mortgage products, down payment assistance, and underwriting guidelines. Saturday is when you go to a HUD certified housing counseling class and you get a certificate.
Oh,
And that's from 9 to 3.
okay.
So we're doubling up on you all to make sure you get educated. Okay. I know that a lot of you can't attend 2 days, but at the same time, the information is going to be there. When I go into an event like this, I go to my phone and I hit the voice recorder. In the event that I miss something and everything, if I in the case I possibly doze off, I catch this on the recording. Okay. All right. So you all need to run your voice recorders on this. You all need to take notes at both events because it can only help you.
Absolutely.
It can only help you.
And if you can't
So
come, send somebody.
send somebody.
That's
Send
if you
somebody.
can't come, send
Send
somebody
somebody.
who will bring the
Make
information
sure,
back to
make
you.
sure that they can take notes though.
That's right. They make
Okay.
sure they bring the information back now.
Exactly. All right. Don't be short on that one now. You
Pen
might
and
send
paper.
don't send the wrong person.
No,
All right.
no. Know who you're sending because some people are not the right people to send. Know who you're sending. They'll come in and sign out, sign in,
Hey,
and go and leave right away. So know
exactly.
who know
You
who you're
might need to
sending.
interview them. All right, but at the same time, we want you there. We want you taking this information in and learning from it. And hopefully, by the end of the process and what have you, you would have found a home and stopped paying that excessive rent that is just unbearable at this point.
It really is. It really is.
I
It's
mean, when
just horrible.
I hear the horror stories of you paying high rent, you having a slum landlord that's not doing the repairs and what have you, but you still got to pay them because that's your only way to put a roof over your head and what have you. Uh, that's sad, and
It's very sad.
is truly sad. But at the same time, the one word that I always come up with when I think about this is opportunity.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? Um, you got to take advantage of it. I mean, it's at your disposal. We're holding these classes, workshops, however you want to say it, so you can be more enlightened toward the process. You cannot do this um, just willy nilly. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to be you got to have a concerted effort to buy a home.
As absolutely, absolutely. So let's say I want to go buy a house. What's the first thing I want to do?
First and foremost, you want to assess your finances.
Okay.
Okay, know where your credit score is, know how much money you got in the bank.
And don't leave credit score. So where should my credit score be?
For you to be positioned in most financial instruments, you'd have to have a credit score of something like 600, 640.
Okay.
Okay, but at the same time, that's the one thing about the underwriting guidelines that I spoke to you about earlier. They have lessened those to the extent where you can attain home ownership, where the back end of the transaction with your rent and all the bills that you are paying, amounted to 43% of your gross amount for your home.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Now it can be somewhere around 50.
Okay.
So you can extend that a little more. Okay.
Yeah.
And given the fact that your rent is so substantial at this point in time, guess what? What you had paid in rent can now be reduced if you purchase a home.
And
So
so that lessens the debt to income ratio.
you're, you're saving $300 to $400, if not more.
Yeah.
Okay. And keep in mind, I know a lot of people want to live in these so-called neighborhoods that we always dreamed of and what have you. Let's get a starter home to start off with, and
Yes.
make that neighborhood everything you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sit on the sidelines waiting for your neighborhood to improve if you're not trying to improve it.
Ah, there you go. There you go.
I mean, I know some older people that are running these neighborhood associations and block clubs that need your help.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And if you were to step
Absolutely.
up to help them and everything, you can improve your neighborhood, therefore the area around your home.
And that becomes the ideal neighborhood
That
because you
becomes the
made it that.
ideal neighborhood.
That's what you made it. And remember that when you're buying a house, you need to make sure that you can paint that house when need be, that you've got a lawnmower and you've got a rake and a water hose, all those things to make sure that you keep the standard of your neighborhood up because it's not just the people around you, it's you too. That
Absolutely.
you keep the
Absolutely.
standard of your neighborhood up. And that's what I think some people miss when they start thinking about buying a house. It's not just you buying the house and having the rent money. You need to be able to show you can cut the grass and rake
Absolutely.
the grass and water the grass and have some grass.
Exactly.
Put down a flower
And,
every now and then.
and think of it like this: you moved into that neighborhood because everybody was cutting the grass and everything.
Hmm.
They're keeping their property up. But now you the only one that's not doing
Yeah.
it. Okay? So why would another person invest in the neighborhood when you're not doing what you need to do?
So each person has responsibility to
Each
take
person has
care
responsibility.
of that neighborhood. It's just their
Absolutely.
responsibility. You got to do it. You just got to do it. And that not only takes care of that neighborhood, but it also takes care of our city when everybody takes
Very much
responsibility.
so. Very much so. And not only that, if you are sending your child to that area school,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
let's talk about this. When we were growing up, we went to three schools. We went to a elementary school, a middle school, or junior high, and then a high school.
and we
These
could
kids,
usually walk to most of them.
exactly, and these kids right now are going to five schools before high school. Now
Yes.
you got to also think that the city of Detroit has a Detroit Promise,
Uh-huh.
where if your kids are reaching a certain GPA, and I forgot what the GPA is exactly, you can send them to a 2 year or 4 year college free of charge.
Free.
Free of
Free. They'll
charge.
pay for it.
And Wayne State just came out with a program where they are offering residents free college.
Yes. Yes.
So, I mean, let's not, what do you call it, paint a bad picture of Detroit.
Absolutely.
Detroit is trying to move up.
There's so many
They just
things
want you
going
to
on.
move up with
So
it.
many things going on. And as
Exactly.
a matter of fact, one of their newest initiatives, and we'll have some on next month to talk about it, is the I think it's Shot Stopper, where they're going to
Right.
begin to give out grants to community groups to help curb the violence in the city. That's
Exactly.
big.
Exactly.
That's big.
I
I
mean,
don't think any other major city in the country has done that or is doing that.
right.
That's going to spread throughout the country, I think, once Detroit does that.
Exactly.
And yeah, it's that is so important that everybody gets a part in making sure that our city is safe.
Very much so.
And you just can't run around shooting people and zooming up and down streets willy nilly just like that you want to. That's got to stop. And
Exactly.
it
I mean,
stops by people taking responsibility and understanding that we all live here. We all want to be safe. And it's everybody's responsibility to help make that happen.
everybody's. Everybody. I mean, everybody needs to help their respective neighborhood association, block
Yes,
club, whatever the case may be, uh, in order to maintain the style of living that you want to maintain.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
these neighborhood associations are run by individuals. I would say 90% of them are 70 and above.
We
When
got to
here,
grow a farm team. We need
here
a
you
farm
are,
team.
yeah, here you are saying, "Oh, at 40 years old and 50 years old and everything, I don't have time for that." Okay,
Yeah.
you don't have time to live in a good neighborhood, a stable neighborhood, a safe
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Although you want to buy a house in one now.
Exactly,
You want to make sure
exactly.
you when you're buying a house that's the neighborhood you want to be in, but you don't want to help keep it that way.
I'm telling you, I mean, you have to invest in your own community.
That's right.
You have to invest in your own community and feel the need to do that, not just the whim, but the need to
The
do that.
need. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we hope to stem this tide as far as renting. Uh, like I said, there are generational renters out there.
Yeah.
And think about this. You know of the person that is the first person to have a college education in your family,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't know of the first person to be a homeowner in your family.
Because they haven't got it yet. But I
Poll,
do remember.
poll your family.
Yeah.
Poll your
Yeah.
family. Who's the first homeowner
Mm-hmm.
in your family?
Yep.
Who's the first one that struck out, got their credit together, got their budgeting together,
Mm-hmm.
made a purchase in the neighborhood?
Yep.
Think about it. If you don't know of anyone, why can't you be that person?
Lead the way.
Lead the way.
That's right.
Lead the way.
And set the example for other people in your family.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And for the children coming up, set that example that this is where you need to be.
Exactly.
Owning your own property, generational wealth.
Generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, something that's passed on, not a lottery ticket, but something that's
Exactly.
passed on.
Yes.
Pass on that deed to someone else, your child, your grandchild, whatever the case may be, but at least build generational wealth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ken, thank you so much.
Thank
As
you.
always, you bring us vital information
Well, not a
that
problem.
people
Thank
need
you.
to have. But the important thing is April 13th.
Absolutely.
We're
April
going to talk
13th.
about that every Monday.
Thursday, April 13th.
Thursday, April 13th,
From
6
6 to
o'clock.
9 in Mary Grove.
Mary Grove, Madam
got to be
Cadillac
there.
Hall.
You've got to be there.
Be there. Be there.
We got a house for
WVTC
you.
will be there. I'll be there.
We got a house for you.
All right, there it is. Got a house for you, everybody. Pick out your house.
All right.
Thank you so much, Ken. We'll talk
All
to
right,
you
thank
next
you.
month.
All right, have a great one.
I will. Everybody, thank you so much for joining the Community Bell Show. We'll see you next Monday, 4 o'clock. Have a great week.
Have a great one.
Thank you for listening to Community Bell with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner Edna Bell. This broadcast was brought to you by WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. If you've enjoyed this broadcast, tell a friend to tune in. We'll see you next Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern to the Community Bell Show, right here on WVTC Radio Detroit. You're listening to
The views and opinions expressed on the previous broadcast are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WVTC Radio Detroit, its advertisers, or affiliates.
It's your girl, Crystal P, coming to you with More Than the Eyes Can See show on Saturday, March 25th, 2023 at 7 p.m. at the lovely Silver Gardens Event Center located at 23450 Southfield Road. You don't want to miss this show. It's comedy, it's music, and of course, a few surprises. And most of all, it gives back to Lupus Detroit. So all my lupus warriors, I want to see you in the house. Got very special guests, Demetrius Neighbors, so you know we are about to bring it. Don't forget, More Than the Eyes Can See. You can call 248-820-5449 or head to eventbrite.com. Search for More Than the Eyes Can See.
You cannot hate on me, 'cause my mind is free. Feel my destiny, so shall it be.
Get your ticket.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.